Hi there. This is Smoking Marble Reds video number 4, I think. Um, so today I'm going to be talking about fear and guilt and your pineal gland altogether. And creativity and what that has to do with all of that. So I'm a writer and a bit of an artist, and I want to talk about some writing I did earlier today. It wasn't really good writing. Not in that I don't think that it would read well. I think it might read well for someone who likes the kind of writing that I write, which is mostly edgy, bullshit. But it's not good in the sense that it speaks a lot about hell, I guess, in almost in a positive light. And because of that, I have a lot of guilt and a lot of fear, because my subconscious, my programming, my Christianity doesn't like that. It hates it, actually. And I know it's wrong in the eyes of God, in the eyes of Jesus. But in my own eyes, there's something almost beautiful about it. It's hard to speak about because it's still so new, because I just wrote it. But basically, I'll give a quick summary of what it is, and I'll talk to you about how I feel about it, and why I think it's important that we let go of fear and let go of guilt. Because creativity is nothing to be ashamed about, and it's nothing to be upset about, and art is nothing to be afraid to do, ever, because you're just expressing how you feel, and you're just expressing an idea, and you may not even agree with this idea, a month from now, or a year from now, or whatever, but it's good to at least have the idea out there, because if the idea was in you, then there was something inside of you that wanted to make this idea. So basically, it's a short story, not very long, maybe like 4,000 words, and maybe not even that. And it's about this guy who dies, and during his death, he speaks to an aspiration that calls himself you. He says that I am you in the book, in the short story. Now, obviously, the guy can't be him in a sense. It is him, but it's also the devil, if you want to call it that. But then also, it could be God too, in a weird way. Just labeling things differently. But in the short story, he has a grisly smile, and has all the traits of the Reaper. He's, gaunt, has teeth like fangs, and has a wide, wicked smile. And he laughs at the man for realizing that he's in hell. But the devil reveals to him that he's not in hell, in fact, that life is hell, because of all the pain that we go through, and all the heartache that we go through, for all the things that we do, and all the things that we are. But I guess I use the word hell because I always found hell to be free, in a sense, because if you're damned to hell on earth, that means you're free on earth till you die, and then when you die, you go to hell. But I thought of it in the reverse. I thought of it as, what if life is hell? And I don't mean, see, this is the point too, is that it's creativity, but it's also impacting with my current beliefs, and hell cannot be life, for hell has to be torture and evil and flames and torment, and it has to be the devil prodding us and being evil to us. But the whole point of this short story was to try to to establish those ideas for myself, because I had the creativity, I had the thought pattern that everyone would choose life over death, and that life, being insane as it is, would be hell in a way. Like, you're gonna experience horrible death. Like, people you love are gonna die. You're gonna go through heartache if you go through a breakup. You're gonna lose things. Something terrible could happen to you, but that's why it's hell. But it's not all bad. You also will find love. You will also find joy. You will also overcome. You will also live. You will have chances to experience. You will be able to... You will basically be free. It's this infinite, I don't know, it's this infinite life that we're given. We're given this one life, and it's pretty much like, it's infinite. There's anything we can do. Anything can happen to us, whether good or bad, and in that sense it's hell. But I don't know, like, even talking about it right now, I'm like feeling guilty, because I know this isn't hell, but the whole point of the story is that God, it's that we always choose to experience the bad things in life along with the good things. If we had the chance again, everyone, I think, would choose to live life again, because it's simply, I don't know, I guess this could be all wrong, and it could be the opposite of what I've been saying in the past videos about ascension. But what I guess I'm trying to say is that everyone would choose life over death, even with all the heartache. And even though death might bring release, and it could promise, an absolute and an end to all suffering and all pain, it would also promise an absolute end to all blessings and all love and all life and all gifts. And part of me thinks that's why this is hell. Mainly because it's... I don't even like saying that word anymore, because I feel guilty for saying it, because it has so much connotation to it for being, bad and all this stuff. But I really wanted to just make the point that we would choose hell over death anytime if hell meant life. And that's the whole point of what the devil was trying to say to the man in his death. And that's, I guess, what I'm trying to get over, is my fear of life in this novel, in this short story. Because I think a lot of us are afraid to live life, and so we cling to religion sometimes, or we cling to something greater or transcendental to life. And ascension is real. It's a real thing. But ascension's within. You'll experience it within. It's a ascension within. And I guess when we do die, we would ascend into heaven and greater things beyond. But as of now, I just wanted to convey a story that expresses how I feel about life and the difficulties of it and the challenges, but as well as the opportunities, and as well as the overwhelming what's the word for it? The overwhelming love I have for life, for all of its challenges and all of the things that it is. And so in that sense, which is why I wrote the book and called it Hell. It's because most of us would choose hell over heaven if heaven meant death and hell meant life. And I know that's counterintuitive, and I know the words are switched around, and I know hell would be death and heaven would be life in reality, but the whole point was to try to break the ego and destroy a barrier that I have within. And so why I guess I'm making this video is to tell you guys that I have fears too. Everyone does. I feel guilty about some things I do, even if it's just my writing. And maybe we shouldn't be so afraid, because it's through our creativity and writing that we get to express ourselves, even if it's not always right. You know, even if it's not always correct, I guess, in whatever view you want to call it. Because if someone read this and maybe it was a pastor, they would be very offended. But the whole point of it is not to be offended, it's not to be scared, and it's not even to inspire guilt, or not even to, like, I'm not a Satanist or anything, and I don't like worship the devil or anything, but I do like the idea of there being freedom in life, and that I guess that if you have to choose between being a slave to rules or living, you know, living free, I guess is what I would call it. But I feel so guilty saying this because of what my religion is, but I'm just trying to make a point that fear and guilt isn't necessary, and that we should all be able to experience what we want to experience in life and create what we want to create in life, as long as it doesn't hurt others, and as long as we truly try to create something authentic within ourselves to better others. I'm sorry this video is kind of crappy. I'm in kind of a weird mood after writing that, and I mean, I have a lot of weird writing out there that I have, but this is one of the weirder ones. So this is probably my last Marlboro Red video. I'm out of cigarettes, Marlboro Reds, so I just wanted to create this video to talk about my own experiences right now. And if anyone's watching this, I don't know, it's like 20 viewers, maybe like one person's watching this actually watched the whole thing. I just want you to know that you're free to write whatever you want to write. And even if there's fear that after comes to writing, that's just with anything that you do in life. And that you just have to get over that fear, because it's a challenge. Fear is just a challenge, a mountain that you have to hike over, because eventually you'll get to the top and you'll look down and realize, what was I so afraid of? They were just words. They were just stories. And I know stories are powerful, but it's in the grand scheme of things, everything's going to be okay. And what you wrote is good in some light. And there's nothing ever to be scared of, really, when it comes to this art that we do. So I guess why I'm creating this video is to say that I created something that I think is horrifying to anyone who's religious, but I did it because I wanted to express myself and an idea I had, and I guess that's just me being me, and I'm just trying to say that you have the right to be yourself, and that you should go out and be yourself, whatever that means. And sure, you may feel fear, and sure, you may feel guilty, but at the end of the day, you're going to feel better doing that than having not done anything at all. And when you're old and looking back at your writing, you'll be able to appreciate it, and you'll be able to see what you were thinking at that time. And even if you're looking back at it and you're like, this is disgusting, this is wrong, this is horrifying, you can at least have that feeling of horrified that you couldn't have had otherwise. And so you're bringing something new to life and existence. So I just want to say that you have everything you need to be awesome, so go out and be awesome, even if it's terrifying, and even if afterwards you feel like a complete, ultimate, just horrible person. Anyway, I love you guys, and God bless.